play, including the offense. Guys like Cantarius, Tyrone Perkins. What's the thought process bringing those guys in? Is there ever anything in the back of your mind saying we're looking toward the future, maybe not want to play these guys and have that eligibility later on?
No, you're trying to win every single game, period. And you never know when you're going to need those guys. So if we have to put Cantarius in Game 5 and he's never played before and it's in a big game to win it, we want to see what those guys can do.
Is there ever any discussion about it in the preseason, or is that?
We always know going into that game who we were going to put in and who we weren't. If guys were close to, hey, we think we have a good shot that they're going to be in the mix, come down the road. And then there's some guys who we decided we weren't going to put in there. So that's all been decided before we even went in.
And if Cantarius and those guys don't get in the rest of the season, do you look back and say, well, this was handled, should have been handled differently?
No. Hey, here's the bottom line: is if that guy ends up being a starter next year, I don't want his very first snap to be when he's the starter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Cody Conway's our left tackle, and he's our backup left tackle right now. I do not want his very first game as a starter or as any game at all to be next year, first game of the year. We don't have time to get him through the learning curve, you know what I mean? So you just trying to get guys ready to go as fast as possible.
You talk about Eric and playbook. Is it simplified? Does it stay the same? What changes, if anything?
No, not much. I'll do a couple little things here and there. Really just asking him what you're comfortable with. What do you like? You never want to put a young guy out there that's been here, I don't even know, 6 weeks, something like that. Give him things that he's not comfortable with. So, we'll pare down a little bit just to find out what he's comfortable with. I did it last week. I had a game plan that was highlighted with all the ones that he liked, which was actually most of the game plan. Surprising. I was surprised when he handed it back to me that he felt comfortable with that much. So other than that, as far as the schemes and how we attack him, he has the tools to do all the things we want to do.
Hey Tim, when Eric was up here on his official visit late last season, I think you guys all went out to dinner. Terrell was there. What struck you about how Eric and Terrell interacted and got along?
They hit it off, I guess there's no way for you don't know that in recruiting. You never know when two guys are going to hit it off. It was like Cantarius and Steve Ish, they hit it off too, and I don't know what it was. They just, maybe it's the same position or they're definitely from two opposite sides of the country, but they definitely hit it off and they've been helping each other and now they're going to continue to do it.
Well, I guess that's the follow-up. They come from different parts of the country, not being able to really. What is it about Terrell that kind of gets guys to open up?
He's just laid back, he doesn't really attack anybody. He's just, and one thing about my room is it's not an easy position to play. I think it's one of the hardest positions in sports. So it takes the whole group to work on, and talk about what do you see here, because it's not black and white. We live in the gray a little bit. Is this 4 match? Is this 4 combo? Is this 4 cheat? And sometimes you don't know until post snap. So we're just trying to find everything and all work together. So hopefully that room culture, helps the quarterbacks, back each other.
I know you were anxious Friday night to see Terrell after you were done finishing up post game.
Yeah.
Did you meet with him yet? Did you talk to him?
No, I've been talking to him a bunch of times. Yeah, I've talked to him a bunch of times, and he's doing good. And really, we didn't talk much about football. We talked about football yesterday. I told him about practice just because he wanted to hear about it. Other than that, just talk to him, see how he's doing, see how he's doing mentally, see how his family's doing. So it hasn't. At that point, it has nothing to do with football.
From a recruiting perspective, what made you go all the way out to Oregon to recruit Eric Touch?
Well, we ended up, it was a weird story. We ended up deciding to take a quarterback late, so we hadn't done we weren't going to take one in that class, and then we decided to take one. So I knew one thing, we had to expand our search. Pretty much watched, that's scared white. I watched 150 quarterbacks from all over the country at that point because I wanted to find the best one left, and his film stuck out to me over all the other ones, And so we reached out, started the conversation. I think we talked for about 3 months. He was really raw as a junior. He just looked like an athlete out there running around, but could make all the throws. But his motion was a little bit long, and he kept working on it. And I wanted to see him play his senior year to see if he could clean up some of those things, and he did. So. It was good. Like I said, we watched a ton, and once we started looking at the time we did, we had to expand the whole search, And luckily, his mom's from Long Island, so he's got a lot of connection up here. I think he's got some cousins in town, So that was just dumb luck, I guess.